What's up, beautiful people? I'm Quincy.
I'm Kristie.
And this is Quincy and Kristie's Adventure. And today we want to bring you guys a short video explaining to you guys the benefits of using the Brightline.
Yes.
We cruise a lot, and most of the time, we drive right to Port Canaveral, or we'll drive to Fort Lauderdale, and we even drove to Miami. But our most recent sailing, we just cruised on the Celebrity Reflection, and we took the Brightline for the first time, and it was very, very convenient.
It was. So I had asked Quincy, I was like, hey, you know what, we were taking his parents with us. I said, instead of cramming them in the back seat, cramming all of our luggage, getting up super early, having him be tired and fighting with traffic, let's try it. Let's try the Brightline. We have heard wonderful things about it, so we tried it. I booked the tickets right on Brightline.com. They were super easy to book, and we did the least expensive option.
Yes.
Because it wasn't really that long of a train ride. It was like 3 hours.
And to pay the extra money just to have drinks and snacks, the price was...
Like, who's gonna drink at 7 o'clock in the morning?
Right.
So we just went ahead and did that. They assigned the seats for us. So they put us in this really neat table configuration. So there was a table and then 2 chairs facing backwards and then 2 chairs facing forwards. So we had the layout, we knew our seats, we knew what train number we were in
the track number and
right
in the area of the train.
Right. So we read that parking is a nightmare. You have to park in Terminal C at the Orlando airport. So I just kept reading, parking is a nightmare, get there early. And I was like, okay. So we had a very early train. I think we did a 7:50.
Yeah,
7:50 train. So I told Quincy, let's be sure we get there by 7. I want to get there by 7 so we can find parking, get to the station. I wasn't sure how long it was going to take. So we got to the airport on time. We very luckily found a parking spot like 4 rows over. It didn't take too long either. Yes, it was great. So we parked the car. There's signs. The signs are very easy to follow. They even have like a yellow line on the floor.
That symbolizes the Brightline.
Oh, it was so great. Tells you right where to go. So you park on level 5 in Terminal C. You follow all of the signs for Brightline. It took us right inside the terminal. Again, signs telling you exactly where to go. It was maybe a 5-minute walk.
If that.
And you approach the Brightline station. So at that point, you have to, it's kind of like a subway terminal.
You have to scan your ticket.
Your ticket.
The barcode, and they have the little flat panel. You tap
your
ticket, and
the doors open.
For the person whose ticket was scanned.
And you go through one at a time. All of the tickets were on my phone, so we just kept passing my phone back person to person. Once you go through the turnstiles, then you go through security. Similar to an airport, but you can leave your shoes, your jackets on. You just put your baggage through.
Yeah.
And then you walk through the little
metal detector
thing. So you walk through, get your luggage, and then you have there was like a little store, restrooms. There was a bar, and the bar serves breakfast, coffee, other soft drinks. There were snacks for sale. And then on either side of the bar, there was lounges for everyone to just kind of sit. There was TVs. There was a little play area for kids if you had kids with you. So you just kind of sat there and you waited until they made the announcement. So they do come around and they let you know, hey, the elevators will be open. There's also escalators. So we had luggage and Quincy's parents, so we decided to take the elevator. But I was a little apprehensive because I just, getting all of our stuff and getting down, how is this going to work? It was so easy.
It was very easy, very convenient.
Very quick. We got to laughing because when they say the train is stopping for a few moments, they are not kidding. So the train pulled up and they said, okay, everybody, let's go, load up the train. So we got up, got in the elevator, went down to the platform, walked out. We were in train number 2, I believe. We walked to train number 2, walked on. Literally, you stow your luggage above you, just like an airplane, sat down, and the train took off.
Yes, they're not playing no games. They're not wasting any time. When they tell you to load up and we're leaving, That's exactly what they mean. You
Please
load
don't
up
forget anything.
and they're leaving. They're taking off. They're not wasting any time.
They were not joking. So then it took off, smooth, super, super, super smooth. Very quiet. Quincy was able to fall asleep in the first 30 seconds of the train leaving. Really, he did. He was out. It is a little chilly on the train, so if you're like me, luckily I had a jacket. Quincy was wearing shorts, so he did get a little chilly. But just, you know, take a jacket or a light blanket, something like that. There's a shade. You can pull down a shade if you want to dim, you know, if it's too bright outside. There's lights. The table had little trays that you could pull out that had little cup holders.
Charging station for your phone.
Plugs, yes, and they popped up, you know, for each side of the table. So we took off. It was a beautiful ride. It was a beautiful day. It stopped in West Palm and Aventura.
I think Aventura, yeah. So
there was a couple of
two stops before getting to Fort Lauderdale.
So you pull into Fort Lauderdale. They make the announcement: the train will be stopping soon. Please gather your belongings. And we had learned from those first two stops, they're not playing.
Yeah.
So as soon as they say the train is stopping, get up and get your stuff, because they literally stop for maybe 2 minutes.
Yeah.
So
enough time for you to gather your belongings and
just
get off the train.
And just get off. So as soon as you step off, boy, the train leaves, and it's just like, wow.
And from the train station to the port, it's about a 12-minute Lyft or Uber ride.
Yeah, so when
not bad at all.
Yeah, you arrive outside on the platform. Again, there's either an escalator or elevators. It takes you upstairs. You walk around. You go back down on the other side. And there was like a big ride share pickup.
Yeah, pickup drop off area.
Right out front.
And you order your Uber, order your Lyft, and they just roll right up and pick you up.
Yeah,
a short ride.
As soon as we stepped off the train, I stepped to the side. I ordered our Lyft. They were as soon as we got upstairs and then back down on the other side, the Lyft was pulling up. So it was super easy. Then we went directly to Port Everglades, arrived at the Reflection, got out of our Lyft, and walked right into the port, right onto the ship.
Yeah.
So if you're leaving from Orlando, that 7:50 to Fort Lauderdale, perfect timing.
Yes.
Absolutely perfect timing. And then when we left to come home, we had a nice leisure breakfast on the ship. Came downstairs, called our Lyft. Our Lyft got stuck in a little bit of traffic, so it took him like 15 minutes to get there. But he did arrive. Took our Lyft back to the Brightline. We had about an hour and a half, almost 2 hours to kill, because we wanted to be sure that with getting off of the ship and getting to the Brightline, we had plenty of time.
Right.
Because you do have to get on the highway and go a little bit down.
So you just never know. So we gave ourselves enough time to comfortably eat something real quick for breakfast, get off the ship, get an Uber, and make it to the station. And we still had a lot of time.
Yeah, I want to say we did an 11:20 or 11:30 departure from Fort Lauderdale. Yeah. So next time I would probably move that up an hour to like 10:30. I would feel totally comfortable with 10:30. Yeah. 10:30 I would feel great, because I want to say we got to the Brightline station like 9:40.
We got there really early.
Yeah, we did. So again, it was super easy. We went upstairs, we checked in, did the whole phone scan thing, the security checked in, went upstairs, beautiful lounge to sit in yet again. Charging stations everywhere. They did have free water, ice water in some cups sitting out. You could purchase coffee or drinks, snacks.
So, also, if you don't want to pay the premium fare, some people like the premium because the premium fare comes with drinks, it comes with snacks, and all of those things. We're not drinkers, so we didn't want to pay the extra money. We brought our own snacks. So the cost of the fare is about a $60
$60 to $100
per person.
Per person.
So it just wasn't worth it to us to get the premium ticket. Also, you have to think about this: if you are driving, and you have to pay for parking, It's
Yeah.
$35 a day. So you have to do the math. If you $35 a day, you know, that's $105 for parking if you're on a 3-day cruise. Is it cheaper just to get on the Brightline and do a round trip ticket? You know, so you have to do the math. It's $105 to park. If you're driving on your own, paying for parking, $105. Or can you get a round trip ticket for a little bit cheaper on the Brightline? And that way all you're doing is showing up on the Brightline and getting down to Fort Lauderdale or Miami. So what are your options?
Yeah, and I feel like it kind of gave us a better start to our vacation because you really were relaxed. And I don't know about you guys, but driving, especially in Miami, can cause a little bit of anxiety. Traffic is a little crazy. There's a lot of construction going on around the port. It's very, very, very confusing. And I really felt like this really alleviated any stress, it made such a nice start to our vacation. We started already relaxed.
Yeah, it was very easy. So just be prepared.
I think so. So just, on your next vacation, take a look at Brightline. I really think it's worth looking at. I know we're going to use it again. It's such a convenience and it was so clean. Some people are like, oh, it's a train. It was very clean. There are restrooms on board the train. There is also a menu because it is an awfully long journey. It can feel long if you're awake the whole time. So they did have a menu and you can order things and they brought them to your chair. So you order right from your phone on an app, you just scan it. And Quincy has some pictures of the menu that I'm sure he's gonna post on this video.
Yeah.
But they had sandwiches, they had snacks, they had sodas. They had a very good variety of food if you didn't bring something, but you can also bring whatever you want.
Yes.
So it's something definitely we highly recommend. I think it's great. I think the value is great. It's a very great convenience. And it's just something that we tried. We really liked it.
Yeah, it worked out for us. So
yeah,
like Kristie said, we're definitely going to be doing it again in our future cruising. So we look forward to it.
Yeah, we just wanted to jump on here really quick, tell you guys that it is a great option. It is something that worked very well for us. I think it would work for you too.
Yes.
And
click that like button, subscribe to the channel, share this video with family and friends. And real quick, if you guys are looking to book any cruises or travel, Kristie is a travel agent. Her email is in the description of this video. Shoot her an email, let her book your next adventure. Thank you guys for hanging in there with us and tuning in. Have a great rest of your day.
Thanks. Bye.